Hello, Steve. How are
Hi
you?
there. I'm very well, thank you. I'm good. Yeah. Puked up in an office today, but that's not normally how I am. So, um,
How
ready.
are you
I'm sure.
feeling, first of all? How are you feeling? Because you
How am
told
I feeling? I'm
nervous
okay.
and
Pardon?
you said you were nervous and all. So
Oh
are you
yes, I
okay?
was nervous. Yeah, I've got clammy hands. Yeah, I do get a bit nervous. At least it's behind a screen this time, and I don't have to stand up in front of lots of people. I don't
You
like public
know,
talking.
Steve, you know what? We all have felt exactly the same. This is not easy. We all are learning, but you know
Yeah.
what? You rock it. Just go for
Great.
it. Give your best, and we can't wait to hear from you. So go for it. Good luck.
Thanks, Naz. Okay. So hello everybody. I'm Steph from Chiltern Rangers. Um, and normally I'm not cooped up in an office like this. I am out in the countryside around the Chilterns and High Wycombe. Um, very much like Red Kite Housing, we love Red Kite Housing at Chiltern Rangers. We do a lot of partnership work, which will continue. And really, we're about communities and conservation. So making where we live better for people and for wildlife. Okay, so I'm here to tell you about opportunities where you can volunteer with us, gain work experience, and if you're really interested in working outside, um, a physical job, then we're the place for you to gain experience. So I haven't always been a ranger. That is my job title now. Um, like so many people, I just didn't know what to do with my life for a long time. I collected some A levels. I did go to uni, um, and I studied English at university. And then I ended up teaching, which I loved, and I loved teaching young people. And I was teaching English in a secondary school, um, but I felt that my heart lay somewhere else, and that was outside in nature. So I got my job through volunteering for Chiltern Rangers. So the V word is very important, and it's about getting your foot in the door, learning the skills, learning the basics, but learning alongside experts. So we're really a great place to come if you want to gain lots of experience. And like so many people, the last year has been tough, and we have all, or most of us, have sought some sort of solace in being outside in nature. Um, and so you can now. Obviously, volunteering is we're starting back up again. I think the first thing I will show you is a video, and the video I'm going to show you really sort of sums up the impact of team working and lots of people working together to improve a natural site. The site you're going to see is 5 minutes from the centre of High Wycombe. It's just beyond West Wycombe. It is beautiful. And if this is a bit of you, then you can get in touch with me and come and help us do this sort of thing. So we'll play the first video now, and then I'll tell you more about what we do and why we do it. So here's the video.
Really good to see so many organisations all coming together with volunteers from all walks of life to give back to the Chilterns to help improve this chalk grassland habitat.
We're clearing the scrub to let the sun back onto the slope and warm it up, and then as soon as we get to the spring it'll be absolutely alive with stuff again.
It's such an incredible mosaic of different habitats and different wildlife and some spectacular views.
And without people cutting down the scrub, the fantastic flora and the butterflies and things like that that it supports will simply be lost to dark woodland, so it needs lots of effort to keep it special.
It's just great to sort of all come together collaboratively, I think, and make a big difference on the day.
It's been quite inspiring actually to see the level of enthusiasm.
it's been fun and I've really enjoyed it, and I'd highly recommend it.
Today's all been about teamwork, and I'm really grateful for everybody who's given up their time and given us their energy to keep Butler's hangings in good condition. Thanks very much.
Okay, so hopefully that video is now, and I'm back on with this slide. So as you can see, it's a lot of hard work, but it's fun work. I really enjoy going to work. It's something that I love to do. So there's lots of opportunities. You can come out and volunteer on sessions like that with us. As I say, so at our heart at Chiltern Rangers is community, and that's you, and making where we live better. Lots of things we do around High Wycombe. So we've got woods within town. So you probably maybe live near Castlefield. There's Roundwood, lots of sites in the east of Wycombe around Downley that we manage, lots of woodlands. Now, the problem is we hear lots about climate change and loss of species diversity. So wildlife's really struggling. What we do is bring our community, so groups like you and people who live in the town, to really help look after where we live. It always sounds a bit silly that we're cutting down trees, and you think, you know, that's a terrible thing. But a well-managed woodland, there's a difference. We're not cutting things down to clear it to build houses. We're managing woodland in a positive way. So we might get you to help us clear a section of the woods, and what that does is floods it with light to drive the regeneration of new species, because different animals like to live in different habitats. So we'd get you out with us using saws and loppers, and show you and teach you how to use those tools. And then often we'll have a bonfire, which is fantastic, or we'll produce wood chip, which we use in another project. But we also do a lot of planting as well. And one the bottom photo there, that's at Flomer Hill in Downley, and we had a group out last winter. They're planting a hedgerow, and that again, so it's habitat creation as well, and making everything better for wildlife. It's also good for you too. So you'll be some familiar species here. On the right hand side, we've got the tawny owl there, so they are a woodland species, but they need older trees to live in and hold. But if the habitat's not right, then we will also be sympathetic, and we might put tawny owl boxes up in the woods, so you can help us with that. Badgers live in the woods, but they need a lot of fresh growth. And then bats, obviously, if you think about food chains, which you've probably done at school, if you've got insects, and you'll get birds, you'll get bats, and it's just building that up, and you'll get the bigger mammals too. Butterfly there is called a silver washed fritillary, and they were really struggling a few years back because they need wide sunny glades within woodland. They won't live anywhere else. This is where you'll find them. And through our work creating those glades, that's where they'll live. And we've seen a real success in our woodlands just in Castlefield of those butterflies flying around. And everyone's familiar with a little hedgehog, and they like the hedgerows. So we do a lot of hedgerow planting as well, just linking up these habitats. The other way you can help us, and this is a fantastic way, through High Wycombe, is the River Wye, and it's an internationally rare chalk stream. We say that the chalk streams are our Amazon rainforest. They are more rare than that. Okay, there's only 200 in the world. 9 of these streams flow through the Chilterns, and one of those is the Wye, which flows through town. And you'll see in this picture here, we organise river cleans. So this was a group from NCS who came and helped us. You get in your chest waders and all the kit, and we get in the river and we pick that litter out. Lots is in the media about pointless plastics and our oceans being polluted. Well, we can stop it here. The River Wye flows into the Thames, which flows into the sea. If we're picking it out and controlling it at ground level, our community level, then we can do our bit to stop that happening. So it's not all river cleans. The other thing, the top left photo, you'll see that we do what we call river enhancement. And where the river over years has sort of been canalised, been put into concrete to flow it through the town, we try and renaturalise that, I suppose, by building what we call berms. And so they create a nice meander in the river, lots of little niche habitats for things to nest and breed. and things like that. Okay, and it's all about building this habitat for all of the creatures. Again, so things that you'll see in and around, and we see these all the time. So water voles very much have suffered. Populations have just been decimated. You might not see one of them. You will see a rat, but rats are nature too. See them quite a lot. And if you walk around Kingsmead, which is where our depot is, definitely you'll see the little egret, and that's a wading bird with fantastic yellow feet there. And again, it's creating these places where they can find their food, and that's what you'll be helping us do. Kingfisher, clues in the name, they eat fish. A healthy chalk stream is going to have fish in it. So if we're managing it well and really nurturing it and looking after our asset in our town, then we're going to see those animals. Really cute picture of an otter. They should live in chalk streams, otters. They have been spotted on the Wye, believe it or not. I've never seen one. But there's no reason, if we have a beautiful river flowing through our town, and don't forget it goes from West Wickham all through High Wycombe, Bourne End, Woburn, out to the Thames. There are places where we could, in the future, have otters playing around beside us. Aren't they cute? Another habitat, and so this is, again, in Castlefield, you might recognise the view here, is chalk grassland. So chalk grassland, really unique habitat, quite unique to the Chilterns. It means that under the grass and everything is this bedrock of chalk. Because it's developed over millennia, you've got associated species that will only live on this chalk grassland. If we don't manage it, it will cover itself with wood, and we lose those specialist chalk species. So again, as a group of young people here helping us with the management, we cut it with machines called brush cutters. But then the really important bit is where our volunteers come in and they rake that grass off. If we leave the grass to rot down, you'll lose those special species that live there because it becomes too nutritious and these trees grow up. Okay, so it's a real home for pollinators and butterflies and other insects like that. But also, here we go, lots of reptiles will make chalk grass in their home. That top left picture there is an Adonis blue butterfly. You'll only find that on chalk grassland. They are, I don't know if you know Sands Bank, opposite Wickham Wanderers football ground. They live there. And Butler's Hangings, that video that you saw, they live there as well. But if we don't look after their habitat, we'll lose them forever. Slow worm there in the middle, we see them every year. We find them. Common lizard, bottom left. Bees, you know, the media are very obsessed with telling us that the bees need plants. Well, they do, but looking after this habitat means that we have the flowers for them. And what about for you? So if you volunteer with us or come for the work experience, we all need a bit of nature to make us feel better. You'll get loads of fresh air. It is hard work because it's physical, so it is great exercise. And doing something good feels good, doesn't it? So it's really good for your mental health. It's certainly been very good for mine over the years, just getting out in nature, doing something positive. You can step back at the end of the day and say, I've made a difference here, and that feels really good. You can go back the year later and see how it's improved. We work with lots of other people, so it's a great place to sort of develop your teamwork skills and perhaps even leadership skills. If you're really good and impressed, then you could maybe take a small group of volunteers off and manage them. You get to visit new places, so we do a lot of urban work in our town, but we also go out, you know, just a few miles out, and we're into open, beautiful countryside. So there's really good advantages for joining us. Another small project though I wanted to tell you about today. So part of my role is working with Chiltern's Conservation Board, and they are sort of like they look after the Chilterns, and through them we're setting up a new club called New Shoots, and it's a club really for people who want to develop their interest in wildlife and conservation. So if this has really sort of excited you and think, yeah, I want to look after these animals, then you can come and join us. It's a sort of year-long program of events. It will only be once a month, but we will teach you with experts in their industry how to ID these butterflies. There was a time when I couldn't tell an oak tree from an ash tree. I've had to learn that. And same with the butterflies. There's only 56 to learn. Easy, okay? We'll show you how to identify them because I've already touched on it. You're not going to find a silver wash fritillary on chalk grassland. You're not going to find an Adonis blue in the woodlands. If you know where you are, it's then quite easy to learn your new species. Bird song, we can teach you about that. flowers if you want to learn how to ID flowers, etc. And we'll also have some cool trips as well. So we'll leave High Wycombe and go and see some really nice natural places too. Okay, and this is a partnership-wide scheme. So me from Chiltern Rangers, and I know that we've already spoken about bigger employers. We work with them. So the National Trust, they're a national, clues in the title, organisation. Berkshire, Buckinghamshire and Oxfordshire Wildlife Trust, we work with them, and the Chiltern Society. So we can put you in touch if it's not with us. Lots of networking for bigger organisations too. But it's a really good opportunity. I'm gonna show you another video now before we finish over. So I've said that we love working with Red Kite. Unfortunately, this video is not on one of your properties, but it's a similar sort of project that we do when we say we like to bring communities together to make a space better. Okay, so this is a project that was done at Abingdon Hospital very recently, so during the COVID crisis, and we were able to go out and give back to the NHS by making a very special garden. And we've done similar projects for Park House, Gibbs House, Edgewood, lots of Red Kite properties, and we have taken groups with young people like you to help us develop this sort of thing. So have a look at this video and see if it's the sort of thing you'd like to do. Thank you.
This project started about a year ago when we worked with some of the staff here to start designing the garden for the project. The main aim is to improve it for both the staff and the patients and for wildlife here, so this place becomes a buzzing place both with people and wildlife.
The charity are really keen to support projects like this because it just shows how much we can change the environment to enhance the experience that people have coming here to Abingdon Hospital.
I love our Chiltern Rangers projects because we've drawn a huge community of people to work together. It's not just a contractor coming in and doing stuff and it magically happening. So we've got all ages working, from young people to families to local Abingdon people.
Today I've been painting everything black for the pergola and also the planters for the plants.
It feels really good to give back to the NHS and the staff here. Everyone is working together and you get to actually see it actually become something. It's like you get to see something in real time and that you know the people are going to appreciate and be able to use, and it's going to be helpful, and for all these people who are working incredibly hard in really horrific times basically.
I am absolutely delighted. It looks amazing and I just think it is really deserving for our staff, and our staff will be delighted. It's just somewhere really special and it's transformed a piece of scrubland into something really quite outstandingly beautiful.
I think it will help staff and patients a lot. It's going to provide a nice space to be in, which is especially needed at this kind of time. It's going to provide a wonderful kind of therapeutic atmosphere for people to come and explore during those little breaks that we have when we get them.
Okay, hopefully back with me now. So what next? It's really about contacting me. My email address is there, steph@chilternrangers.co.uk, and we are on the usual social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, with the handle @Chiltern Rangers. So that's all from me. So hopefully Basil will be back in seconds.
Yes, I am.
Hello.
I am with you already, Steph. And first of all, I don't know why you were nervous. You are a pro. We need to learn from you, I felt a mini picnic with you, watching all that beautiful greenery and birds and, animals. That was fantastic, Steph. And Jean Peasley, I've got lovely feedbacks for you. I love volunteering with Chiltern Rangers, a great variety of work opportunities and the chance to really make a difference. That's great. And Sophie has said, totally agree with you, Steph. Volunteering has had such a huge impact on my career over the years. Volunteering can really change your life. And I know Sophie, she is really big on volunteering, and I couldn't agree more with her. And Joanne has said, this is great for our well-being. Sharon has said, volunteering with you sounds amazing. It's like an outdoor classroom with the amount of skills you learn. So it's
Yeah.
like taking us back, you know, to outdoor education, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. And we're so lucky that we have so many natural spaces so close to us as well. And it's really, I love seeing the transformation of especially like work experience students who come, who might be quite quiet and lack confidence at first, but after a week or two with us, they're just different people, and it's lovely to see. So
That's
I really
great.
I get a lot of value out of working with young people through my job in a different way and a much
Yeah.
more relaxed way from when I was teaching them.
That's great. Well, Halima has said looking after our environment is so important, and the projects look so much fun. Even better, preserving habitats for such cute animals. Thank you for sharing, Steph. So
My
see,
pleasure.
people loved your presentation. Carla has said, I will definitely be in touch for some volunteering opportunities. So
Fantastic. Thank you, Carla.
you are going to get some, great interest, I think. And I mean, you guys are so popular anyway. I don't think there is anyone in Bucks who doesn't know who are Chiltern Rangers, especially because even my girls, they have been on these outdoor sessions, with Chiltern Rangers. So
Yeah.
everyone knows about you guys and the amazing work you guys are doing in the community. So thank you so much for doing what you are doing, Steph. And I will get in touch with you again. Thank you for being with us today. Have a
Thanks,
good day.
Baz. Thanks. Bye.